Have you read The Secret?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Have you read The Secret too? The High Colonic of the Hangnailed Hand? No, because it's not published yet. I wrote it, but publishers don't want to publish it yet because, well, it's kind of out of date. No one's really buying The Secret. They said 6 million sold, but they don't want The Secret. However, I can tell you about my dream bar. Would you like to hear about my dream bar?
Yeah. Please.
Yeah.
Okay. My dream bar would be located in an old Subway restaurant. Condemned. Now, there would not be Subway sandwiches on the menu. Instead, chili would be served. Wet, drippy chili on translucent paper plates. Now, the cold, hard yellow benches that upset all piles would remain. The yellow walls would remain. The harsh, fluorescent lighting of the Subway restaurant would be replaced for my dream bar with harsher, more fluorescent lighting. However, one light would be on the verge of burning out and would make a bzzz, bzzz, bzzz noise as it flicker flashes. There'd be no music played in my dream bar, just that sound. Bzzz, bzzz, bzzz. Now, what would my dream bar be called? Why, it would be called Cheaps, as denoted by the sign that would be made out of cheap cardboard and duct taped to the window, written in felt marker, Cheaps, a double meaning. Underneath would be a crudely drawn bird, because birds go cheap. And it would also be very, very inexpensive. My dream bar would have the lowest beer prices in town. Just pennies. Pennies. I know you're excited. Pennies a styrofoam cup. And people would be queuing. But a very disorderly queue. Out the door, they'd be lining up. But to get in, they'd have to sign a release form. Now, I'd have a very good lawyer. I'd have a whole team of very good lawyers. And they'd sign this release form, and they'd be able to come in. Now, at the end of each brittle, hard table would be a cleaning station, a little cleaning station, just sort of with little hooks. Be filled with soapy water. There'd be a squeegee and a rag. Now, the reason these cleaning stations would be at each and every table is that if you vomited, you would be cut off from drinking unless you cleaned up your own mess. Now, heading towards the back of my dream bar would be a large metal door. No one would really know what would be behind the large metal door of my dream bar. But I'd know, because it's my dream bar, right? I'd know. At the very back of the dream bar, behind that door, would be my own personal office to my dream bar. Heading into my office, there'd be rich shag, wall to wall, to ceiling, to floor, to nooks and crannies, carpeted everywhere. And perched ever so delicately on this carpeting, this thick, dark, brown carpeting, would be lazy boys that would recline so far back. How low can you go? Heads would just gently brush against that carpeting. And beside that, there'd be some Tiffany lamps with some soft lighting. Very, very light, wafer-like classical music would be cascading through the air. And onwards into my humidor, which would be filled with cigars that would be rolled by people with cigar skins from a cigar-shaped country that I'll never go to. I don't need to go there. Because I'm in my office, and this is my own personal office of my dream bar. I don't need to go there. And I'd be drinking the finest top shelf. Like, we're talking quality here with a capital Q. You know when you say, hey, let's be classy tonight and rent a limo? Yeah, that's the kind of top shelf, single malt, de-alcoholized, of course, because I don't drink. I just enjoy the burn that this scotch gives me down my throat and through large and small and in between intestines, just burning the scotch that would be made from the rapidly melting polar ice caps. Polar ice caps melting so rapidly that polar bears lose their footing. And then it would, of course, be distilled and then de-distilled in the prison province of Prince Edward Island with a potato, a sock, and smuggled out with some discreetly hidden tubing. And there I would be sipping, and I would be looking out into my dream bar through a one-way mirror. A very large one-way mirror, and I'd be sipping. And a letter would arrive as I'm sipping, wondering who the clientele of my dream bar is. Where is my letter? I think it might be over here. It's in my coat. Let me just grab a letter. This is a very good letter.
Please give it to me.
Oh, you want the letter? No, man. See, I can't give you the letter because it's actually from an ex-girlfriend. Okay? A very concerned ex-girlfriend. The letter would smell of lavender. The letter goes something like this. Addressed to me, the owner of my dream bar. So I'm sipping. What happened to you and your ideals? You used to cry at sad movies. Your eyes used to light up when you saw people in their motorized wheelchairs giving rides to children or bearded men. You used to get angry at the very idea of a TV in a bar. You used to think that it went against everything a bar stood for, that it parasitically absorbed away the very soul of the room. And now you have TVs playing porno movies installed in the floor of your dream bar that those patrons who are so drunk find impossible to lift their heads to avoid. It's true. I had porn installed in the floor of my dream bar. Not just any porn, but chocolate porn. Worst porn imaginable.
Is it?
Chocolate porn. Oh, well. Have you ever seen chocolate porn?
No.
Get back to me then.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Go rent some. Just go enter that creaky wooden door. They'll know you're there.
The internet.
So, anyways, I read this letter, and I'm so, into this letter and its lavender scent that I'm not looking up through the one-way mirror and seeing that a fight's broken out. This huge fight has broken out. And it's gotten out of control. I didn't even know I had chairs in my dream bar, but chairs were being thrown. I don't have chairs in my dream bar. Wheelchairs are being thrown. And one of these wheelchairs actually smashes its way through my one-way mirror. And they put two and two together when they see me with my single malt de-alcoholized scotch in my luxurious back office, and they see them there with their styrofoam cups full of swill brewed at what God-forsaken kind of brewery would let such poison be delivered to the masses, and they realize they put this together and they get angry and they come up and they rush me. They ravage me. They break my arm. And they set fire to my dream bar. They set fire to it. The next day, I return. It's all rubble. It's just all rubble. My dream bar is all rubble. And I'm standing there amidst that rubble, with my arm slightly agog. And I peer up towards the heavens. And I say, ever so delicately to myself, I am so glad that the insurance covers this.